All right, here's the goal. It's a little video. I don't know about where I have the camera set out, what you'll be able to see or what you're not able to see. I wanted a long story. Years ago, I built a couple of custom Glocks, and with RMR cuts on the slides. They're Zev slides. Very nice slides. But Zev uses these threaded post things on them, and when I bought them, I didn't. Okay, whatever. It's just the way it is. Well, a lot of them don't, and I think the reason I think they go deeper in the slide to get the optic lower, closer to the bore axis, which makes sense. I get that, but the issue with that. So I wanted a red dot. I intended to put RMRs on both of them, but as time went on, I thought that's $600, $700, $800 for one optic. I'm just a casual shooter, so I got out of shooting for a couple of years there. I wasn't shooting much at all. I went last Saturday, and it reinvigorated my interest in the shooting sports, So then I thought about these custom pistols that I built, and I thought, wow, that's, you know what? I'm going to sniff around the internet a little bit, and I came upon Osight. Seems to be a lot of hatred for them. I don't know why, other than I guess they had issues with their first with their first offering, and they're made in Kahina. And you figure that everything's made in Kahina. I bet RMRs are too, MROs. I bet all that stuff's made in China. But so I thought, and for the price, it's just a killer price. It was $149 or something. And then I think it was $15 for this little. This is RMR. The SE, the Osight SE I got is for the MSRC or whatever. So here's an adapter plate. Great, cool, it's awesome. So I'm excited. I'm waiting for this stuff to show up. So it showed up yesterday. I got home and I took out the old pistol and dug in the safe and got it out, looked at it, and they didn't send the right screws. They're the 440s, I believe is what they are. So I couldn't get them to start, so I thought, well, I can't put it together. Damn it. Oh, well, I'll just have to get the right screws. Well, of course, I'm sitting here playing with it because I want to, and I was putting the sight on there to see what it'll look like and holding it on and stuff. But these threaded posts, I doubt you can see it. Maybe you can. They stick up further than the bottom of this plate. So I'm glad they didn't send the right screws, because I would have said, oh, those are the ones, and I'd have put this on probably and cranked them down. And so afterwards I looked around and I found a video on YouTube. This gunsmith was fixing somebody's, that these things were all mushroomed down because whatever plate, and he had some adapter on there too for some other different optic, not an RMR, so maybe they work fine with the RMRs, but I think the problem is when people put these plates on, they don't realize those things are sticking up through there, and they ram these shouldered or tapered screw, whatever you want to call it, they got a cone shape to them. They ram those things down in there, and they mushroom these things out. Well, this was an expensive slide. Not real expensive. It's their duty cut or whatever, but they're not cheap, and I don't want to damage it, Part of me thought, well, if I just ram it down and squish, mushroom those, it'll lock the plate, and then whatever, I don't care. But maybe someday I'll want to take it off. I doubt it. I don't know why I would, but you never know. And then I'm screwed. Like, people get them all mushed, and they try to take the screw out, and it breaks off, and there's all kinds of stuff. Just watching this video. You can probably find it on YouTube. I forget who it was by or what it was called, but he was repairing one that a guy did that, and he was lucky. He told me, he says, well, I'm going to try to drill it and then tap it, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to go a whole different cut thing on it. He says, I'll only charge you $100 either way or whatever. Well, his first attempt worked. He was able to drill it and retap it with a different thread and stuff. He says the 440 screws are the worst ones to use on these optics. I don't know why one screw to another would make a difference. I think he kind of explained that. I might have gone past that in the video. I was just trying to see what was going on. So I was all sad. Well, I think I found the remedy. I'm going to send I may have found the remedy. I think I'm going to send that sight and this plate back and order the, what is it? The Osight C instead. The SE has the enclosed emitter, which is what I wanted, but I'm not going off to war. I'm not law enforcement. I seriously doubt I'll ever carry it. So it's just a range toy. So do I really need an enclosed emitter? Probably not. And with my luck, I'll do that, and then in a month they'll come out with, or 2 weeks they'll come out with an SE for the RMR cut, and then I'll be like, damn it. But then I can put one on the other one too. So, you know what I mean? Or put that one on here, and put the other one, whatever, I don't know. But I think that's what I'm going to do. And I emailed everybody. I emailed Zev. And then that's another thing. So Zev, I went on there and got the install kit for a red dot sight or whatever, or an optic or whatever. It's 2 screws and a crappy wrench that I'll throw away as soon as I open the box. And it was $8.50 and $9 shipping. I'm like, what a freaking racket. Whatever. I want them and I want them fast, so I'll just do it. Well, then it charged me $18 for shipping. It double charged me for the shipping. I emailed them. I haven't heard anything back from them. And so I don't know, Zev. I don't know if I want to, you know, if I'd known about this issue with these, and there's other companies that make them with these posts like this, threaded posts. If I'd known about that, I would have ordered like Lone Wolf slides or something instead. I didn't really care what I put them together with. I just, ooh, Zev is cool. There's, oh, that's the stuff. Okay, I'll get that. I could have just as well have done Lone Wolves and not had this issue, because they don't use these posts like this. But I think that's the remedy. And I have suppressor height night sights on this. I don't know why I put them on there. I'm never going to get a suppressor, but at the time I was kind of thinking about it, but I don't want to jump through all the hoops for the NFA and all that garbage. I just don't want to do it. I just don't. It's just sounds like a major pain in the ass to me. As far as this plate, it's really nice. Really fits perfect. It doesn't wiggle at all. It's really solid, but it needs to be thicker. And I emailed them too, and they, well, can you get pictures of it and send them in and this and that? Well, I think I'm just going to swap out for the open emitter. I've watched several videos of, you know, Mr. Guns and Gear and this guy and that guy and these other guys, and they had the models that C, and they just beat the living dog snot out of the thing, and it held 0 and it didn't break. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. It's going to save me. I play darts every Saturday with a guy who is a CNC machinist, and I was going to bring this to him and say, can you make a thing like that out of stainless steel, only like thicker? And I bet he'd say, yeah, I can do that. But I don't want to, I'm not going to put, you know, I don't expect him to do that for me. That would be too much. He made, speaking of darts, so if you ever played soft tip darts, they have those little tools they send with them. Well, they never live long. They'll just snap in half. I don't know what they're made out of. Well, Terry, being a CNC machinist, was making those things and just handing them out of stainless steel. I mean, these things are solid. And I know I have a broken one laying around here somewhere with one of my sets of darts. And he's just like, here, have this. I'm like, well, thanks, dude. What do you want? Nothing. It's all good. I'm like, freaking cool. I probably did it on the clock, and he probably used the company's, you know, materials. But whatever. I don't know. So, I mean, I thought about it, and then I even thought about, you know, if we can make them, we could sell them and make some money on the deal, but I just don't really even want to do that. And then if you make, say, a different company has the same thing, but the posts are a different size, and they grab them and they put them down and smash theirs, and then they're going to be pissed and say, you owe me a new slide because your product didn't fit right, you know. I don't know. But I think that's my plan of attack. And now if that one is too, if the sight itself is like that, I found a company that makes risers for RMRs. I forget the name of I wrote it down somewhere. They make risers 2.5 millimeter and 10 millimeter. Now 10 millimeter would be ridiculous, but 2.5 might be enough to raise it up. But you know, that's another $65, $60, $65, whatever. And I only know about that. I saw a video on YouTube, and the guy said they told me you have to open up the rear holes a little bit, which I suppose the screw's too big to go through, so you got to drill them out a little bit bigger. Well, if I do that and it still doesn't work, then I can't return that either. So I don't know. I'm gonna try. I think I'm just gonna order the C. If it looks good, I don't. You know, I'm not gonna squish. I'm waiting for that stupid install kit from Zev that they charged me $18 to ship for like 42 cents worth of junk. But if I can put it on there and it looks good, it's up where it needs to be, where I'm not gonna mushroom my stuff, then I'll just put that on. And one of the videos I watched, I swear the guy said it was on a Zev slide, and he showed the slide sitting there, so he must have taken it off. But apparently he didn't break a screw. Nothing happened, I guess. Unless that was just video before he put it on. I don't know. I don't think so. I think that was after he took it off. But anyway, just a heads up on this stuff. Look out for that stuff. These things, they didn't make them thick enough. At least for this slide, it's not going to work. I guarantee if I ram those screws in there, I'm going to mushroom these things, and I'm going to be not happy at all. So just be on the lookout for that. I emailed, like I say, I emailed Osight, and they wanted pictures and stuff, and I can contact the engineering department and this and that, so maybe they'll come out with something at some point that maybe they'll get enough complaints about this or whatever, and they'll look into it and then figure it out. But I can't tell you how many millimeters that is. I don't know how thick it would. I think 2.5, that one riser would work. And with where it was last night, with sitting on this, if it was 2.5 millimeters higher, it'd still be fine with these higher sights. So, and it's just a range toy. That's all it is. I'm not going to the battle. I'm not shooting competition. I'm not law enforcement. I don't anything. It's just something to go to the range and shoot once in a while. But I don't want to damage my slide just to be able to do that. You know what I mean? To have that optic on there. So if I rammed them down and never took it off again, then who cares, right? But what if I decide I do want to put something else on here? Maybe I slip, trip, and fall over backwards into a pile of money, and I decide, okay, yeah, I do want to do RMRs on both of my custom builds, you know? I can't see that ever happening in a billion years, but you never know. I just disassembled this for the safety NAZ eyes so that they'd know it's not loaded. It is not loaded. What is up with this thing? Oh, it's working. It sure felt weird. Oh, look at it. I got that thing stuck on something. Now I can't get it apart. Oh, I'll get it apart. I don't know, whatever. I'll fix this off camera, but oh, there it goes. What is going on in here? Oh, I see what I did. Put it on the recoil lug and not the end of the barrel dummy. Okay, now we should be talking. Put it together backwards too, like that old James Bond movie where the gun shot backwards. There we go. So something to look out for if you order this stuff. Just take a good look and make sure, because damaging a expensive slide like this wouldn't be, you know, just not a good idea. Now I could just take it off and just shoot it through. I mean, I don't have a cover on or anything. I just shoot it the way it is. So, but yeah. So if you order this stuff, take a good look before you just crank down those screws. I'm glad that they didn't have the right screws, or I would have been all excited and just done it, and then that's where I'd be at that point. So, you know, I'll be back again when I get to see, I guess, and we'll see. Maybe I'll do the install on camera on that one, so we'll all see. You know, if it looks the same, guess what? But I can't order that riser I just don't want to spend. The whole idea of this was for it to just be budget, and you know the old sites they claim lifetime warranty. So if it dies on me, what do I care? It's just a range gun. I'll send it back. They can send me a new one, whatever. You know. So I think this thing's got aftermarket trigger, nice flat, kind of a flat trigger and stuff, and it's got a pretty nice trigger, I gotta say. I've fired this, I don't remember. I think this one shot a little low on the left, if I remember right. I don't remember what barrel I put in. I think I put in a silencer barrel, which I've heard weren't the best, but I thought I'd give one a try, and I think it was throwing them low. You know, left is no big deal. I can, you know, drift the sight a little bit, but low is not good. But I'll get out. I think I'm going to go this Saturday, and put some more rounds. This time I'm going to bring. I went and shot the G19 that I used to carry all the time before my permit expired. I haven't taken the time to go get the up it. I will one of these days. I just haven't. I've just been busy and just haven't done it. But this is the one I'm going to shoot this weekend, if I go, which is very, very high probability. I got nothing to do this weekend at all. So, but I'll be back with another video when I get to see, and we will see.